find it. I think I used it to clean up that filter.
How are you today?
The Queen!
Hello, madam. I'm here from the nanny service. I heard you needed some help.
This made me think of you, Mum. So I got it for you. Oh!
Welcome to the Sanctuary. Oh.
If you are reading this, then the house has returned somehow. I feared this might happen, so before I burnt it down, I left a note for those that might follow. Then, as the house burned, I realized the note would burn too, so I wrote a second one. But when I went to place that note, I found the first one untouched. So I had to write a third one to explain all of that, which is this one. But the point is, the house is cursed by an entity of pure evil and malice. It is the stuff of nightmares. So whatever you do, do not sleep here. You've been warned.
Hello?
Ah, Your Majesty. It seems like an age since we last had the pleasure of speaking. The awful attack on the kingdom, Walter's tragic demise. Terrible, terrible business. Still, we mustn't dwell on the past, must we? Wonderful. I assure you, you will be entertained, engrossed, and elated. This is our best royal schedule yet. So I will arrange an audience with the Blacksmith Association, and we can clear this tax dispute up in no time. 2 or 3 days of negotiations should settle it. Now, on to much more important matters. The hiring of a new head gardener. As you know, the rose bushes this year have suffered some minor discomfort due to the inclement weather and less than salubrious soil management. I have arranged an interview process that should take no more than 8 weeks, starting tomorrow morning. It should make for a very... But lest we forget matters of state, we really ought to begin a more considered census of the population. Estimates of the number of citizens vary widely. I suggest each one comes to the throne room and...
Is it too late for an audience, my queen?
Who are you?
I've come from far away to fulfill my destiny. To get revenge for everything you've done. How many innocent people have you sent to the keep?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Your lies won't save you now! I've spent years in a cell, thinking about this moment. Did you think you're safe here, Your Majesty? Did you think your guards could protect you? I know all about guards. They couldn't keep me in the keep. And they couldn't keep me out of your castle. This is the end of the kingdom. Albion will be free. It's time for the people to rule themselves. I am well trained in the art of murder. I've never killed a queen before. I am the instrument of change. I am the voice of revolution. The world doesn't need the crown. It doesn't need the throne. You're a relic, Your Majesty. Nobody will mourn your passing. Nobody ever mourns a tyrant. I came here alone. I represent legions. You will never defeat us all. You may be a hero, but that doesn't make you a god. It doesn't give you the right to rule a country. I wish General Turner were here to see you die. Such a pity you'll never meet him. We will return Albion to a more pure state. This castle will burn to the ground. Your family invented the monarchy, but it has no place in our land. Everyone imprisoned by the kings and queens of Albion will be set free. I'm willing to die for what I believe in. Are you? You think you're safe now? I'm just the first of many. We will kill you in the end.
My queen! An enemy ship is approaching.
There are soldiers on board!
Who are they?
Get ready!
They're almost here!
Hold steady! They look like elite soldiers. What the hell is going on?
I don't know, but they're as good as dead.
We are at your service, Your Majesty.
Who are you?
I'm Commander Milton. We came in pursuit of the man who attempted to take your life. I knew he would not succeed, but his escape dishonors us all the same.
The man spoke of a place called the Keep. Is that where you've come from?
Yes. Ravenscar Keep. It's a prison far from this coast, and we're the soldiers sworn to guard it.
Another of my brother's secrets.
If you'll come with us, Your Majesty, I'll show you. The Keep is where Albion's worst criminals are held, the most dangerous enemies of the Crown. It's time our new queen saw it for herself. Welcome to the Keep, Your Majesty. Albion's secret prison. Your mother made use of it. Your brother Logan made use of it. Now, it is yours. I had my men prepare for your visit, so the cells should be ready for inspection.
Is it safe? Recent events have made me somewhat wary of convicts.
There are plenty of harmless political prisoners imprisoned by Logan. But over the years, we have accumulated some rather dangerous individuals. And there's none more dangerous than General Turner. He led your brother's armies for years, until he became obsessed with ending his rule, with abolishing the crown altogether.
Oh my, yes. General Turner. He attempted a coup on your brother and declared he would bring about the end of the monarchy in Albion. Unfortunately, this was before Logan saw fit to execute all traitors.
I believe the assassin you killed was acting under his orders. We will conduct a full investigation into how... Something's wrong.
I knew it! This place is a death trap! I'm going to be torn apart by angry criminals!
This way, Your Majesty.
I'll stay here and make sure nobody sinks the boat.
Lieutenant, what the hell happened?
Nobody quite knows, sir. Some of the prisoners in Block A broke free. They started a riot, got hold of weapons and killed some of our men. We can't break through.
We won't be able to get through the entrance. There's a reason we call this place the Keep. Fortunately, I know this place better than any prisoner. Are you willing to get your hands dirty, Queen? Or perhaps you would prefer to wait here?
I may have become a politician, Commander, but I was born to fight. Lead the way.
With pleasure. The old sewer system leads into the lower levels. It's as secure as any other part of the Keep, but I can get us through. I wouldn't be surprised if General Turner was behind this. I've been the warden of this place for 7 years, and we've never had a prisoner like him. He seems to exert some strange control over people. But you can judge for yourself soon. It's impossible to get past this gate without the key, and I have the only copy. As this poor bastard found out too late. I should warn you, we'll be coming out into the prison's lowest level. We call it the pit. The inmates down here are so disturbed they're barely human.
Welcome to the Sanctuary.
Welcome to the pit, Your Majesty. The most miserable place in hell. Try to stay away from the sufferers. I closed this room down when I took over. The doctors who used it called it an electrical rehabilitation facility. The rest of us called it the torture chamber. Most of the men you hear screaming sat in those chairs every day. If they weren't insane when they came in, well, let's just say I'd rather die than be strapped to one of those things. We should be right under the rioters now. Here they come.
How do you like that take?
We need to regain control of the prison before this turns into a real bloodbath. These were good men. Some of them little more than boys. This was never meant to happen.
The regimental mascot. What made you think you could beat us?
I knew it. This isn't a random riot. It's too organized. Turner did this. He sent the assassin after you not to kill you, but to draw me and my best soldiers away. Come on. If he's behind this, we need to find him before it's too late. They've broken into the armory. This is going to get interesting. Watch your back, Your Majesty. We're not exactly the most popular people among convicts, are we? And yet we should have left the island.
Cracking shot, matey. Oh, that looked like it hurt, matey.
Whatever happens, we can't let him leave the island. Now we hope there are other more famous prisoners. Imagine what will happen if they're let loose.
Leave off. He's a meter,
Nothing hardens a bandit like being locked up for a few years.
Think you're better than us with all that magic?
There hasn't been a recorded riot in the keep for 2 decades.
More blood where that came from, son. Keep going.
After all this time being nothing but a warden, it's good to feel like a soldier again.
Hey, you slags! Leave my mate alone! Get to your feet,
I used to complain nothing ever happened on this island. This isn't quite what I had in mind, though. Turner must have a bigger plan than just letting some prisoners out.
Beating up on my
Not knowing
friends,
what
eh?
it is what worries me the most.
Right, kick ass, lads!
You should have stayed in your cell.
Get up, mate!
My guards haven't seen proper combat in a long time. They were taken by surprise.
You fool! You just gonna lie there all day?
What would you rather be? Locked up and living, or free and dead?
Hey! You can't just go around killing people like that!
Turner is in the maximum security. That's where we need to go.
Shoot in that bitch!
It's a shame they didn't just kill each other. That's what wild animals usually do. It sounds like some...
Ah, hello. New weapons have been added to your collection. Rifles are slower to fire than pistols, but can be used to engage targets at much greater range.
Some of the guards are still fighting in there. They're going to need our help. If you don't mind, Your Majesty, I think I'll join my men. The last time I killed this many men, I was still a private. Turner was still running Albion's armies.
Not me. Oh, yes. Dish that damage,
We're
lad.
going to need all the help we can get.
Filthy man! Nobody knocks down my mates.
I thought running a prison would be an easy job. cells. We have to get there now.
We're gonna kill you anyway. So why not do the decent thing?
These
Just...
prisoners have been waiting to get into a fight for
Yeah,
a long
make her
time.
bleed.
So have I.
Not my new shirt. Nicely there.
This is just what General Turner wants. Total chaos.
Let it get you down.
That's his idea of a real revolution.
Take that! I shot an arm, that one.
The political prisoners are all still in their cells. Most of them should never have been there in the first place.
Okay, lads, we've done now.
Don't hold back, Your Majesty. These men are vicious killers.
You hurt my mate. I'll have you for that. I got it.
We're not exactly the most popular people among convicts, are we?
Nah, it's just enough.
I never should have left the island.
Shall we have a barbecue, mate? I'll show you some real magic. That'll make your head
Never underestimate a desperate criminal.
watch out! The boat's gonna go.
If General Turner is behind this, it won't be easy to recapture.
Nice hit.
Whatever happens, you can't let it leave the island.
Let's fight. Right.
I only hope our other more famous prisoners are still
Get
fine
up and back in the fight.
I can't imagine what will happen if they're let loose.
Watch out for them.
Nothing
mate.
is abandoned like being locked up for a few years. There hasn't been a recorded riot in the keep for 2 decades. After all this time being nothing but a war, it's good to feel like a soldier again. I used to complain nothing ever happened on this island. This isn't quite what I had in mind. Turner must have a bigger plan than just letting some prisoners out. Not knowing what it is what worries me the most.
That dog should be put down.
You should have stayed in your cell.
Oi!
My guards haven't seen proper combat in a long time. They were taken by surprise. What would you rather be? Locked up and living, or free and dead? The cells of the maximum security warden.
Ah, hello. The armory is at your disposal. Care to equip a different weapon?
Must have been opened, including General Turner's. Come on, we have to get there before he can make a break.
This girl's rich. We're gonna have fun looting a corpse. Look at
Where are the prisoners?
They're gone, sir. The cells were empty when we were taken hostage.
I should have known. Damn it, I should have known. Round up the last of the rioters and lock them up.
Yes, sir.
Missing? We have to get out of here. We'll be butchered.
You may rest at ease, Mr. Hobson. I don't believe they're anywhere on the island. The riot was a diversion, orchestrated by Turner. As long as he's at large, Albion is under threat, Your Majesty. But he isn't the only one we need to worry about. We will need to recapture all the escapees if we want to safeguard the kingdom.
Who are the others?
Professor Faraday was a celebrated inventor, and the brains behind most of our industrial progress. Until he turned on your brother. He's a mild-mannered man, but his creations could bring about the end of civilization. Mary Godwin, also known as Witchcraft Mary, was a highly skilled alchemist, though that knowledge rests in a very disturbed mind. She was convicted of witchery after they discovered her rather horrific experiments. I dread to think what she may do next. And I've already told you about General Turner, the most dangerous of them all. He must have been planning this breakout for months.
Where do we begin?
The records room holds all the information we have on our prisoners. My men can study the files for Witchcraft Mary and Turner. I'm confident I know where I can find Faraday. There's only one place he could call his home. One place he could believe himself safe. I propose we sail there as soon as possible.
I magnanimously offer my services in this investigation. This study seems like a nice, safe place from which to serve the kingdom.
Very good, then. Your Majesty, I shall meet you at the pier when you're ready to hunt down Faraday.
There seem to be several entries on this Mary Godwin, or Witchcraft Mary, if that's what we must call her. Very little on General Turner, though. I'm sure I will have found
Oh, bollocks. I've made errors in the count before, but never had this many men missing. No other explanation. They've scarpered. Your Majesty, I'm sorry to inform you that a number of prisoners are, unaccounted for. And these aren't blokes your brother locked up for waving signs at a protest. They're real criminals, killers, and clever. Working out a way off this island as we speak, you can be sure. Me and my guards have enough on our hands keeping this place together. No way I can send men off to comb the island for these escapees. I could use another hand to round them up. And if that... Brilliant. Knowing you're on the job, I'll be much more focused on the task at hand. Making sure this place stays locked up tight.
What are you boys gonna do first when we get home?
Reckon I'll visit me mum. Look at the money bags on this one! We're gonna be rich! How's about that for skill then?
Come on! Oh, that was one hell of a knockdown.
Right, time for me secret weapon. Oh,
Maybe we should just hole up here.
Are you daft? They'd find us in no time. You're doomed, girl. Doomed. Oh, yes. Pack the dung-loving swine down to size.
You're just gonna lie there all day? Get back up and fight!
Watch out with a mangy cur. It'll go for you when you're defenseless.
There's more in it. How come you get to be captain? I want to be captain. Do you ever wonder what your spleen looks like? Let's find out. Well done, that one drew blood. A wounded bug. You're still standing, mate. It's a back.
Oh, go and stick your spells up your arse, you cheater!
Don't worry, mate. We all get knocked to the ground.
Welcome. The armory is at your disposal. If you want to inflict the greatest possible damage in melee combat, you want to...
I was hoping I'd get to slip one more throat before we left the island.
You went flying, mate. Nice one! Now got the bugger. Watch out, boys. She's got a gun, and she knows how to use it.
The revolution will happen swiftly. Those who join the rebel army will band together and attack at once. Those still loyal to the crown will be sacrificed to the cause. The king will be executed following a short court-martial, and the castle shall be burned to the ground, its ashes a memorial of our triumph. From those ashes will grow a new government, one led by the people and for the people, supervised by the military. I have no wish to rule, only to serve the land.
What do you reckon is out there past the horizon?
I saw an old map one time. Watch out! The bugger's got a gun! beat us? You ain't got a chocolate's chance in a schoolgirl's
That's it then. You've done us all a great service, Your Majesty. Shame none of them survived. Not because I'll miss them, because you gave them better than they deserved. Still, it's on their heads. They made their choice.
Ah, hello. You have some new pieces of clothing.
My body is betraying me. I have begun feeling unwell, and I may not have many years ahead of me. We must act quickly and bring about the change Albion needs. My mind rests easier knowing that I have disciples who will be faithful to the last and will do what needs to be done.
Faraday had a remote factory he opened up to the public before things turned sour. It's where he did all his work, and he's never stopped talking about it. I'm certain we'll find him there. But if what they say about his inventions is true, it won't be easy to capture him. Clockwork Island. It was quite a popular tourist attraction some years ago. Faraday's inventions have changed the world, but all he really wanted was to make people happy.
Why was he locked up?
Nobody really knows. Your brother said he was a danger to mankind. As for Faraday himself, all he would ever say is that he'd rather die than betray his creations. I used to queue up for hours when I was a child in Bowerstone, just to get a glimpse of his contraptions. I still remember the slogan, Faraday Industries, where faraway dreams become reality. Well, those dreams certainly look far away now.
Statue, of course.
We should try to find Faraday as quickly as we can, Your Majesty. Who knows what he's building in his factories. Maybe you're supposed to put gold coins into its mouth, you know, to pay the entrance fee.
I am Huxley, and I will be your guide. Please refrain from using obscene language in front of the children. Now, if you will follow me, we will begin the tour. Keep your belongings with you at all times, and try not to stray from the group.
I suppose we should do what he says.
We begin with what is yet to come. Astonish your senses, give flight to your fancy by stepping into the street of the future.
I'm starting to wish I'd paid this place a visit while it was still open.
Before you is an everyday Bowerstone suburb, as it will be 15 years from now. Yes, the future is in our grasp. Please walk among the citizens of tomorrow, share in their joy, marvel at their superior well-being. In the world of tomorrow, there is no conflict, no jealousy, no selfishness. Thanks to science, people are finally happy. Witness the idyllic lives of these model citizens. Marvel at the perfect lives they lead. Would you not want to raise a family here? This activity generates well-being for both me and my canine companion. Feel free to walk on the grass. It is made from a titanium alloy and cannot be damaged. This is the future that Faraday Industries can bring to Albion. Peace and contentment for all. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good evening, good evening, good evening, good morning, good evening. This concludes the tour. We hope all your dreams have been fulfilled.
I know who you are, and I know why you're here. You will never get what you want. Never.
It's Faraday.
I'm ready for you, Your Majesty. I am most ready. And if it is violence you seek, then violence you shall have.
This is a security announcement to all our guests here today. Please take cover. The management accepts no responsibility for any mutilations, fatalities, or slight grazes. And now, presenting the latest in armed defense mechanisms, a round of applause for the Colin Mark II.
Looks like the street of the future is going to be a dangerous place to live. I'm starting to see why your brother locked Faraday up. Come on, let's find him something. I think there might be a way through here. How come this isn't part of the tour? Welcome to the graveyard of the future. Look at this place. Even the wall is falling to pieces. There's some sort of canal down there. Your Majesty. I'm rather curious to see what lies behind the futuristic veneer, aren't you? Continue, Your Majesty. I don't think we'll find a tour guide where we're going next. I'm rather curious to see what lies behind the futuristic veneer, aren't you?
The park has been open for a whole month now, and I can say without reservations that it is an extraordinary success. The public adores my creations, and as I predicted, the Street of the Future is proving to be my greatest draw. Tomorrow I travel to Miss Peak, where I will oversee the maiden voyage of the improved monorail. I think this design is the safest yet.
I think we can safely say this isn't part of the tour.
What are those? Insects?
I have instructed my cleaning and repair crew to clear the canal of detritus. Now go away!
I don't care what they're made of, they're still disgusting. Faraday's built himself quite a fortress, hasn't he? We're getting close. Faraday must be in that factory up ahead.
Why can't you leave me alone? I will never do as you ask. Do you hear me? Never!
What's he talking about?
I'm not sure. Maybe he's finally lost what little reason he had left.
Rulers may believe they can impose their will on whomever they so wish. But I was born to make dreams come alive, not to create death. You have already seen the weapons your brother forced me to make, but they shall never leave this island, and neither shall I.
That's why your brother had him locked up. He refused to build him an army. And he thinks that's what you've come here for.
You are so clever and so happy. We could do this forever and ever.
Must I turn more of my creations into monstrosities? Leave us in peace!
I have a feeling these dogs aren't here to play catch with us. Why am I not surprised? Too close to you. You need to kill them from a distance. You need to kill them from a distance. I've had just about enough of this. Whatever he believes, he's too dangerous to be left out here. We need to find him, now. Another dead end. There must be some way through.
Look how you corrupted my life's work. Haven't you seen enough?
They're relentless.
More evidence.
Cease your breathing at once.
Logan must have driven him insane. He made him turn this place into a war factory. How many more of these things are there? I think there's a way through the roof. Come on.
Incredible news. I have received word that King Logan himself is planning to visit the island. He wishes to speak with me in person. No doubt to congratulate me on all the advances I have made, and on transforming Bowerstone slums into a happy and productive place. I shall have to record a special welcome message for Huxley. I am a troubled man today. King Logan presented me with a most unexpected request. He wishes me to adapt my creations and build an army. He assures me it is required to defend Albion, but I have serious misgivings. My creations are meant for peace and the betterment of mankind. I will begin making changes to them, but I will not activate a single one unless I have assurances as to their ultimate use.
You've taken my work. You've taken years of my life. You cannot take my soul. No, that is not right. Even to our rulers. I will escape
This
it
technology
next,
ever
and I
gets
will
out, the end of the
crush
army.
you with it.
Who would move?
Welcome to the Sanctuary. The armory is at your disposal.
You can only push a civilized person so far.
It's for all these creatures. That's why he set Faraday loose. Let's hope that's the last of them.
I was correct in doubting Logan's intentions. He has demanded I hand over the army. And I can tell from his manner that he has gone power mad and means to use them for harm. If I refuse, he has threatened not only to confiscate all my industries, but to lock me up forever. But I will stand firm. My creations must remain pure, no matter what the cost.
This is it. The last factory. He has to be here somewhere. What if it was all just recorded messages? He's been playing with us.
Is this the perfect soldier you wanted, Your Majesty? Well, you shall never have it.
Well then, I'm ready. Your brother destroyed everything I cared for. You may as well kill me.
We should take him back to the keep. We can take care of his wounds there.
I'm not like my brother. You're safe now.
Thank you. I should not have judged you so hastily, Your Majesty.
You have been through a lot, Mr. Faraday. But now that we know the truth, your life will return to normal.
Very good. He will be released as soon as his wounds are healed.
Ah! Hello? Welcome to the... Thank you.
You know much about riots, Your Majesty? Lots of things can set them off, but one thing in particular is overcrowding. You stick too many bodies in a limited amount of space, they get angry and violent. Makes sense? Thank you, Your Majesty. Well, that's just fantastic, Your Majesty. Now you've put down the rebellion, we can bury these bodies, and they will finally rest. If they know what's good for them.
Ah, hello.
Ah, my queen. I have eagerly awaited your return. I have made an extraordinary discovery.
Just tell her what my men found out, Hobson.
Why, it was a wholly collaborative effort. Without my supervision, who knows when...
Just tell me.
Of course, indeed. As you know, the second prisoner is the alchemist and alleged witch, Mary Godwin. A rather foul and malevolent woman, by all accounts. We have uncovered files on experiments so grotesque, I don't mind admitting I lost part of my supper while reading them.
Get to the point, Hobson.
Yes. Well, it seems that before she turned to foul necromancy, she came from a well-to-do family. We believe she may be hiding out at her grandfather's long-abandoned and rather opulent estate.
I have the coordinates. I'll wait for you at the pier. The sooner we capture this woman, the better.
And I shall continue leading the investigation into General Turner. There really seems to be so little information on the man. It's as if he had taken his records with him.
I don't mind admitting I'm rather looking forward to more action. Too many years sitting at a desk.
I know exactly how you feel.
Shall we go then? The estate has been abandoned for years, but there are definite signs of life here. I think we've found Mary Godwin's hiding place, all right. This place represents everything General Turner despises. Old money, aristocracy, nepotism. You may find when you meet him that you have something in common. You're both revolutionaries.
Then why does he want me dead?
You stopped being a rebel. You became queen. The Godwins had curious notions about art. No wonder Witchcraft Mary turned out the way she did. She probably grew up looking at these things. I almost feel like they're watching me. The sooner we get off this island. What a surprise. I never really believed those rumors about this estate housing the world's largest menagerie. If the Godwins were mad enough to keep Balverines, who knows what else would.
I've studied these kindred souls all my life, striven to understand their true nature, to capture their essence. The day is fast approaching when all that is human inside me will die, when I will finally be free and exist amongst the pure.
There's the main house. Come on. Witchcraft Mary has to be somewhere in this demented zoo.
There is no more misunderstood creature among the pure than that which others call hollow man. There is nothing hollow about them. They may, in fact, be the most complete being in existence. The one most in tune with the forces of nature. The flickering light that brings dead matter to life. I must harness it for the day of purification.
I'd heard their experiments involved electrical currents. They make good deterrents, too. We could use something like this at the keep. Let's go. There must be a way around them. It looks more and more like Mary swapped one prison for another. Except she's in charge of this one. She even keeps notes on her subjects. Another of the rumors about Witchcraft Mary. Necromancy. I never thought there was any truth to it. Someone's definitely been digging up corpses, though. I'm not sure I want to know why. But I'm guessing this has something to do with it. These are like no hollow men I've ever seen. They're much more ancient. I'm trying to stay out of the light. There's something else going on here. This is no zoo. What is she thinking, creating hollow men? It's against nature. You should see. If she successfully created hollow men, I can't imagine what else she's managed to do. We should collect all her research papers. She may belong in a cell, but this is science the world has never seen the likes of before. Doesn't look like we're getting around these gates, but there must be some way of cutting the power to them. I think I can shut this down. It's not too different to the generator in the Keep's torture chamber. Get ready for some company. Keep those things away from me. It's unlike anything I've seen before. As fast as I can. That should do the trick. The generator was quite crude. Nothing like Faraday's technology. What's remarkable is how she's managed to get Hollow Men and
It was not
Balverines to
difficult
fight
to
side by
communicate
side.
with a pack of
I've never
Balverines
heard of
that
such a thing
roamed the
happening
estate
before.
freely.
If someone
Their
combined
aggression,
that knowledge with
as with
Faraday's
most of the pure, comes
knows
from a
what they could accomplish.
fundamental hatred of humanity. They saw in me the same hatred. Through some simple experiments, I was able to make Balverines and Hollow Men collaborate. They will need to come together for the great day.
Well, we can either try to wade through the rubble, or we can find another way in. Such as that cave over there. It seems more like Witchcraft Mary's style, anyway. Let's hope she keeps her pets out of the house. This was probably one of the best stocked cellars in Albion once. Smells like most of it turned to vinegar. It didn't stop someone from emptying these bottles, though. Do you hear that? Come on. Hobbs. I was wondering when we'd come across them. It just isn't a proper zoo without Hobbs. We should leave them sleeping. The noise might alert Godwin. We should step lightly, though I doubt any noise on Earth could wake them.
And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. Each time you
Is
kiss
that dead
my
fish
gills,
talking?
it gives me fishy chills. And when you touch my scales, my little fishy heart fails.
I'd rather be stuck in a cell than live in this madhouse.
Baby, don't you treat me rough. Can't you see I'm already stuffed? And tell me that your love is earnest, or you're as bad as a taxidermist.
Shame that wine didn't poison them all.
One more time.
At least the fish has shut up. Is there nothing normal on this island? Come on, let's go before it starts singing again. Just when you think it can't get any worse. An indoor graveyard. At least there's only one wisp. We should be safe. Here's another of Mary's notebooks.
My return to the estate has brought me life again. I can finally continue the work I was forced to abandon.
We have to put an end to this.
To one man, a soldier who understands me like no other human has ever understood me.
I'm not sure how many more of these encounters I can take.
And has promised great changes to come. Perhaps one day we can bring purification to the whole of Albion.
More Hobbs. What's wrong with them? General Turner has got a lot to answer for. We wouldn't be in this mess if he hadn't won Witchcraft Mary over. Not that I'm surprised. You haven't met him, but believe me, he's the most charismatic, most persuasive man you'll ever meet.
Welcome to the Sanctuary. Your collection of suits has grown. Well,
purification has come.
We must be getting close to her. Whatever she's been doing with these creatures, we're gonna find out soon. Better get your weapon ready. I'm noticing a pattern here. We walk in, things try to kill us. Told you. We have to kill them all. Island to the ground. Only a sick mind could have created this nightmare. What are those bats? None of these creatures were meant to be. I'm not sure how much more of this place. Can you hear that? It must be her. Come on.
No, not this form again. Please don't let me live this way. Kill me, I beg you.
She doesn't know what she's saying. We should take her back to the keep. She needs special care.
Don't worry. Everything's going to be all right.
We'll do what we can for her. When she's well enough, perhaps we can send her to a more adequate facility. She needs more help than we can give her. We still need to find General Turner. I'll meet you in the records room. Perhaps Hobson and my men have uncovered his location.
What happened?
It was Turner. He's been here all along. He never left the island.
Where's Hobson?
He took him. Turner's been playing with us, playing with you. This is what he wanted all along, to lure you into a trap. He's been using hidden passages behind the walls. He's somewhere in the prison. I don't care what happens to Hobson, but we have to find Turner. He left through here.
I have begun the process of revolution in the quietest way possible. Talking to those I trust most, engaging the mood of the troops. It is clear that when the time comes, many among our ranks will join me in an uprising. We have all seen the ever-deepening chasm in our society, and the way our people have been oppressed by the king. Even worse, we have all at one time or another been the instrument of that oppression. Change is coming to Albion. It is inevitable.
This is the pit. If he's hiding with all these lunatics... Set them free. Bastards, set them free! At least they're out of their misery now.
You're hurt.
I'll be all right. I'm no hero, though.
Stay here. I can deal with Turner alone.
I'm sure you can. You have powers the rest of us can only dream of. There might be more coming. Go. I'll hold them off while I can.
It's all right, Hobson.
There was no third prisoner. It was all him.
It's time for your treatment, Your Majesty. You're awake, Your Majesty. Good. I was afraid I might have set too high a charge. But then, you have powers the rest of us can only dream of. Hobson was mistaken. There was a third prisoner. General Turner, the finest soldier I ever served under, the finest man I ever knew, died 6 months ago. I couldn't save his life, but I wasn't going to let everything he believed in die with him. You see, it's time for a true revolution. And how does one bring down a queen? How does one bring down a hero? By becoming one. Forgive me, Your Majesty. It worked. To the end of kings and queens.
All hail the Queen of Albion. Do you see now who the real enemy is? I am you. And only one of us can live. Leave my dog alone. Do you know how many people I've seen die for someone else's cause? Another revolution has failed. Perhaps it's as it should be. I don't know that I could ever have given up such power. Just remember this, Queen. Albion doesn't need you to sit on its throne. One day, the people will claim their freedom.
That was quite an extraordinary and most unpleasant turn of events, if you don't mind me saying so. I never did trust Commander Milton, of course, but to attempt a coup by taking your place, why, it's diabolical. His death should serve as an example to all. And to think he was loyal to a traitor like General Turner. We should be thankful the General was a rather sick man when he was imprisoned, or Milton might have let him walk free.
Every soldier swears an allegiance to the crown, and I have upheld that oath most of my life, until I could do so no longer. King Logan has broken the unspoken contract with his people. He has brought nothing but misery upon Albion. And by what right? Being the son of a hero? What gave the old hero the right to start this monarchy? If it is the ability to cast spells, are we to turn our street magicians and jugglers into royalty? If it is the overwhelming strength, are we to make kings of brutes and trolls? And if it is the blood in their veins, are we then not all royalty? For that blood runs through every Albion man, woman, and child. Heroes are merely accidents of nature. Let us bow before them no more.
Your Majesty, let me give you a status update on the prison. We've accounted for all prisoners. All living inmates are secure, and final casualty tolls are being tabulated as we speak. The perimeter has been inspected, with security breaches identified and repaired. Patrols have returned to normal, with guard shifts rotating every 6 hours. We're all sleeping easier since you ran down those thugs, and the cemetery's quiet. And so now, I don't know. Your Majesty, I've performed all my duties. Now's the time when I'd normally await further orders, but I'm not likely to get any with Commander Milton no longer, in command. He had a set of books which covered different aspects of the penal system. They'd be awfully useful, but they disappeared during the riot. Think you could keep an eye out for them? Thank you, Your Majesty. I knew I could rely on you. This set of keys should give you access to all areas of the island. And my house. I'm gonna need those back, if it's all the same to you.
Penologist's Handbook, Volume 3, Conjugal Visits. Contrary to popular opinion, a conjugal visit is not when a teacher visits the prison and teaches the inmates about verbs. Conjugal visits do not actually involve verbs at all. Well, they do.
Any books you find,
actually,
just
they
bring them
can
back to me,
involve a
and I'll
surprising
review them
number,
carefully.
depending on the disposition, creativity, gender, and quantity of prisoners involved. But none bears repeating here. Just use your imagination. But not too often, as this can be harmful.
I'll get the last laugh, and I'll be standing over a pile of corpses when I do. You won't see me getting out of line again, because I'll have gouged your eyes out.
Ah! Hello. You found all the pieces of a complete suit. Jolly good.
Attention!
Think you can keep me down? Ha! You just wait! Louise is right. It is weird bathing together with so many people. One or two's a good laugh, but come on.
At your command. Greetings, Mom.
Ready to serve, Your Majesty.
But I ain't got.
I hereby swear Should I ever manage to secure release from this accursed place, I will never again waste a single instant of my life.
I hate those guards.
Never take a
Every
single
last one of
moment
them.
for granted. If I should leave this place, I shall go directly home, kiss my wife and tell her I love her, and hold my children tightly.
If anyone should find this, know that escape is...
We'll be able to make more informed decisions about the security.
We made it into the boiler room and started in on the wall, working quietly. So far, Roger's plan has worked perfectly. Freedom is near at hand. Made it into the cave system. It's a testament to Roger's brilliance that he had the inspired idea for us to create wax heads, complete with hair stolen from the barber's shop to leave in our bunks to buy us time. It's too bad he's only just had the idea now, and didn't before we left. That must be the guards I hear coming. Ah!
Penologist's Handbook, Volume 2. Health and Hygiene. Anytime human beings live together en masse in cramped quarters, hygiene quickly becomes a pressing concern. The fact is that most prisons prioritize security and order over prisoner comfort, which is all well and good, but in the summer it can be quite intolerable depending on climate. Prisoners should be given the opportunity to bathe and launder their garments regularly. Anything under once every 3 months, and you are just asking for trouble.
Greetings, Your Majesty.
At your command. At your command.
The Albion Secret Prison Gazette, issue number 16. Big news! As a cost-saving measure, instead of receiving hot gruel every other day, prisoners will now have it every...
My dearest Lilith, this will be the first of many letters, I promise you. Writing to you shall be the one bit of solace I find in this awful place. I shall compose a message to you each day. How I ache for you. My desire to be with you again is a pain greater than any misery inflicted by this prison. Why, Oh, it's just occurred to me. We may not actually have post here. I'm going to check before I write any more.
You know, this facility provides us...
The Big Heist by Chester Phelps. Chapter 1. The Gang. The sun hung high in the sky as...
Dear Anna, I am writing this note as a heartfelt apology. I want to tell you how badly I feel about the way things happened between us. This may seem strange, but by a stroke of luck, my cellmate is a licensed therapist, and she recommended I write you this letter of apology as a symbol of my genuine regret and sincere hope we can learn from this. I am very sorry I stabbed you with that sharpened wooden spoon, and I hope you can find it in your heart, which again, I am sorry I punctured, to forgive me. What month is it? Yours, Rachel.
My name is General Solomon Turner, and I wish to make a record of the decision I have come to, and the reasons for making it. I have served in the Albion Army for 35 years, fought alongside fine soldiers such as Major Swift and Walter Beck, and seen many changes before our land. I always believed in my work to protect the people, and it is because of this belief that I cannot, in good conscience, continue to serve the man who sits on the throne. It is in observing the character and actions of King Logan that I have come to the most important realization of my life. This monarchy we live under is an evil system.
Combine flour, sugar, eggs, and vanilla extract in a large mixing bowl and beat thoroughly. If these ingredients cannot be obtained, which is highly likely here on the island,
Hello, ma'am.
Your Majesty.
For Queen and country.
I'll let you in on a little secret. Actually, quite a huge one. There's a way off this island. Prisoner 825570 dug a tunnel through yards of solid rock. He managed to smuggle a toenail clipper out of the barber shop and steal some toothpaste from the dispensary. And then he got to work. And when his toenails were clipped and his teeth brushed, he made the tunnel with a pickaxe he found lying about. Psst! Over here! The time to break out is now. Everything is ready.
Welcome to the Sanctuary. Your collection of suits has grown.
I'm at your command. My queen? I don't want anyone getting up to mischief.
Phenologist's Handbook, Volume 4. Health and Safety Facilities. Every prison should have a sterile, well-stocked and fully staffed infirmary. If you do not have a clean and well-maintained infirmary, you could face drastic cuts in funding, or even a reprimand should you be visited by certain representatives of the Bureau of Prisons, who may or may not have particular political leanings or an axe to grind. Trust us on this. An ancillary benefit of having a functioning infirmary is that your prisoners will be healthier.
Majesty.
Phonologist's Handbook, Volume 5. Prison Governance. In the event that a correctional facility's commanding officer is killed or incapacitated, authority for the facility should be transferred to the next highest ranking officer. For example, a captain, lieutenant or second lieutenant. In the absence of an available officer, authority then transfers to the highest ranked enlisted man, in descending order as follows: Staff Sergeant, Sergeant, Corporal, Lance Corporal, Private. Should there be no enlisted men able to fulfill the duties of command, authority hereafter transfers to prison staff, the composition of which may vary between institutions, as follows: surgeon, doctor, nurse, cook, janitor, groundskeeper. If none of these are available, the prisoner likely has larger problems than determining who is in command.
At your orders. Yes, ma'am. To an island. But working here is kind of put me off.
I hate those guards. Every last one of them. Even
Chronologist's Handbook, Volume 1. Prison Security. Security is the primary responsibility of the commanding officer assigned to any correctional facility. It is of such paramount importance that it must supersede all other priorities. The only conceivable exception to this inviolable rule is in cases where a member of prison staff is in mortal peril. For example,
found the
prisoners
first
in the
book.
course of an
I'm
escape
sure it will
attempt
give me loads of
have taken a
ideas.
staff member hostage.
Great. You found another book.
In such a case,
Can't wait to
it
read
is entirely permissible
Another
to temporarily
book. Great
reduce
stuff.
security,
I'll read this as soon as the
as in
shift's
response
over.
to a hostage taker's express
Fantastic.
demand,
Another book.
with the full intention of restoring full security
Excellent.
as
That's
soon
the
as
last
possible.
book. With all these
Only
at my
once
fingertips,
security is
I'll have every answer
restored
at my
should the commanding officer attempt to
fingertips.
neutralize or recapture the
I
inmate
suppose the
or
only
inmates
person I take
responsible
orders
for the
from now
lapse.
is you, Your Majesty.
The only
So,
exception to this rule is
what about
again
it?
a
What's
case
your
where a
first
staff
order for
member's
me?
life is threatened.
Of course, the most pressing issue
Basically,
is deciding how this
anytime they
facility
threaten
should
a
be
member
run
of
from
staff,
now on.
give them what they
Release
want,
all the political
and then try to
prisoners.
fix
That's
things
sure to
later as
endear to
best
the
you
public.
can.
Yes, ma'am. I'll inform the men of your decision, Your Majesty.
Ah! Take a pleasant trip on our luxury ships.
Welcome to Clockwork Island, where a wonderful vision of the future awaits you. I am sorry, I really must amend my greeting. I regret to inform you that normal visits are suspended due to the higher than usual risk of death. Professor Faraday's creations are currently stuck in murderous mode. I, however, pose no threat. The Huxley model is programmed for non-violent interaction only, and since I am the only model currently in existence, I have no one to interact with. This has activated my loneliness mode. With the right components, I could construct a new companion for myself, but my programming requires me to remain here unless escorting visitors. Perhaps you could obtain these items for me, while pacifying the less tourist-friendly models in the process. I calculate your chances of success at well over 50%, and your chances of survival are only slightly lower. How very gracious of you. Please return the materials to me as soon as possible. I am a social robot, and having no one to talk with is causing me agony and rust. Why the Professor programmed me to be able to experience agony is beyond my ability to comprehend. He is a great man.
You have some new bed socks. They look quite comfortable, though probably if you wore them in a dungeon, they'd seem a little bit less so. Ah, hello. You've completed the suit. That's exciting. Some...
After years of imprisonment, I have finally returned to my beloved island. I thought I would never see it again. My industries may have been handed over to that unscrupulous villain Reaver, and my name may have been struck from all official records, but at least I am with my creations once again. If Logan or whoever sits on the throne now still wishes to take them, they will find me prepared.
I anticipate your delivery of the components with eagerness. Several metallic plates within my casing are quivering with excitement. The first component, very good. I will begin assembly immediately. Step 1. Wait for you to deliver an additional component so that I have something to attach the first to. Initiating patience mode. Thank you for acquiring this component. I will incorporate it into the build. Thank you for acquiring this component. I will incorporate it into the build. Thank you for acquiring this component. I will incorporate it into the build. This is the final component. Now I can complete my work. Thank you, and please do not get in my way. My companion is now fully assembled, and there was nothing left over from the construction save 4 screws and a worm gear. Ha ha. I made use of my jocularity mode there, of course. All that remains is to activate the new unit. Hello, I am Huxley. You are not Huxley, I am Huxley. Please do not become confrontational with your guide, as I am only here to help. How can I be of service?
Ah, hello.
Service.
There are new garments available. I always said those pajamas would be of use someday. I'm not sure that day is today, but still, I stand by my comment. Good choice.
Sell me your unwanted items. I want to buy them.
This place is owned by a
My queen.
real-life adventurer, you know. This place is owned by a real-life adventurer, you know.
At your service.
You won't find better products in all of Bowerstone.
Nutritious products to satisfy all your gluttonous needs. I'll do my best to serve. Come back anytime. There you go. There you go. Come back anytime. Oh, that's a fine item. There you go. Come back anytime. There you go. Nutritious products to satisfy all your gluttonous needs.
The Queen! Satisfy your food cravings here.
This place is owned by a real-life adventurer, you know.
You there. I hear you know how to use those weapons of yours.
Always a pleasure to serve you. I hope you enjoy it. Nice doing business with you. I hope you enjoy it. You won't regret that purchase. I hope you enjoy it.
Oh, great!
You there. I hear you know how to use those weapons of yours. Well, I've got someone for you to use them on.
Ah! Hello?
Your Majesty. You won't find tastier food anywhere else. Anywhere else. Pleasure. Glad to take your gold. Pleasure. Glad to take your gold.
Well, I am at a loss. You have got to be the most revolting person I have ever seen. No one has followed your example. And is that really any surprise? Perhaps beauty and fashion are arbitrary. Perhaps those in power exploit our fundamental insecurities to exert control. But at least that way, things look pretty. I'll let you in, if only so I don't have to look at you anymore.
I hope everything is in order. Rather a splendid combination. Fancy a bit of counting, do you?